Today we continue our chapter number 14, that is Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. In the last class, we have started about the introduction and the early measure taken by Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's government. He took the charge in 1971 as a Chief Martial Law Administrator, and in 1973 became the Prime Minister of Pakistan after the establishment of the new constitution for Pakistan. Today we discuss Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's reforms, the reforms which he introduced during his tenure. So before starting Bhutto's reforms, first we check out Bhutto's party politics. On 27 April 1972, People's Party signed coalition government with NAP, National Awami Party, and JUI, Jamiatul Ulama Islam. These parties were from Balochistan and NWFP. Okay. The agreement, they signed an agreement with these two parties so that they could be able to make the government in these two provinces as well. Or agreement stated that the National Assembly could not appoint provincial governor without the agreement of the provincial assembly concerned. Acha, in the democracy, it is in the democracy, the elected government appointed governor for the provincial assemblies. Chief minister were from the same the winning party of the provinces, but the governor appointed by the winning party in central assembly. So that is why the agreement signed that in the National Assembly could not approve political governor. Any governor would not approved by the central government without the consent of these two parties of the provincial assemblies. Or in return of this support, People's Party wanted from these two parties to have a coalition, means to support them in the central National Assembly. In the National Assembly, the NAP and JUI could have a free hand in their province, or in return, People's Party agreed that they would be granted free hand or more power in their provinces. But after 1 year, the agreement ended when central government dismissed the governor of Balochistan and NWFP, resulting uprising by Balochis. In 1974, Constitution Amendment limit press freedom as well and ban the political parties those government felt threat to the sovereignty and integrity of the country. Means he banned, or People's Party government banned the political parties as well. Those they felt that it was a threat for the sovereignty and integrity of the country. And in 1975, People's Party passed a law allowing FSF, Federal Security Force, to detain suspects indefinitely and also took away the rights of bail for those held by the FSF. Means he used FSF for his own purpose, means for the People's Party government. Use FSF for People's Party government and allow them to arrest any person those they found working against People's Party government. Now, his economical reform. Economical reform in which major part of People's Party government was the economical policy, and he was introduced it by initiating the program of nationalization. Okay? Government wanted to save people from adverse impact of galloping prices, means inflation was very high at that time. That was very high level of 25%. So Bhutto wanted to promote economical growth and also wanted to bring inflation down. Inflation means high prices of basic necessities or item or goods. Then 10 basic industries were immediately taken over by the government. Nationalization policy में the main industries were taken under the government, which was belong to private sector. The sugar, cotton, vegetable oil and rice industries together with the banking and insurance sector were also taken under the government control. Means these include iron and steel, basic metal industries, heavy engineering, heavy electrical industries, petrochemical industries, cement industries, and public utilities and power generation, transmission and distribution of gas and oil refineries. 70 major industrial units were placed under the control of the Federal Ministry of Production. Their aim क्यों किया था ये? Why? Because the aim was to control industrial output and channels investment into industrialization. He also wanted to raise the working or living standard of the um, local people, okay, and allow the worker to set up unions. He also allowed the worker to set up unions for their rights and even out the inequalities. He wanted to even out inequalities, means like the whole the output or the money, okay, collected by the industrialization means only few limited hands, means 80% of Pakistan large scale industries were held by only 20 industrial houses, okay. So he wanted to distribute the wealth of like wealth of government into the hand of local people as well to improve their living standard as well. Acha, but these face some nationalization policy or face some difficulties as well. He faced some difficulties in his nationalization policies. What were the difficulties? Mm, अच्छा, difficulties were that Pakistan education system was not supporting the sufficient educated workers, those who could take the managerial position in the industries and work for the obviously federal ministry. The capable factory owner were replaced by the obviously civil services government में इतने ज़्यादा experienced politicians were not experienced with the economical policies. That is why it faced difficulties. Then federal ministry had hope um, to have a like a huge job they would offer for the people, and the system were muddled or were collapsed by the hand of the bureaucrats. So the goal and target which he wanted to achieve would not achieve at that time. The changes, one more problem he faced was that the changes took place at the time when the world was going through a recession. The whole world was facing the economical disaster and difficulties. At that time, he introduced these policy, which was that is why it was not so much successful. So he was not so much successful in his nationalization policy or economical policy. Okay, land reform. Another reform introduced by Zulfikar Ali Bhutto government was the land reform. It was introduced on 1st March 1972. It was promised to fixing a low ceiling, abolition of absentees, landlordism, and promotion of cooperative farming. Like we have studied earlier that Ayub Khan era in during Ayub Khan era, the ceiling of ownership was cut down to 500 acre of irrigated land and 1000 acres of non-irrigated land. Okay, it was at that time announced that no man could be opted by the land ownership of 500 acres of irrigated and 1000 acres. So Bhutto believed that improved technology and better farming methods such as the use of tractor, pesticide and tube wells for irrigation has raised the production. Or he also cut down the ceiling of ownership, that is 250 acres irrigated and 500 acres unirrigated, like Ayub Khan introduced, we have studied previously. And the surplus land could be sold to the smaller peasant farmer to make better profit. Landowner was also allowed to many people to own their own farms. ठीक है, this land reforms allow many people to own their own land farms for the first time. Okay, small peasant would also be having their own land to farm. So this was introduced. Then it is also mentioned that land holding later limited to 100 acres irrigated and 200 unirrigated in 1977. It was further cut down to 200 acres, 257, 100 acres and 200 unirrigated. more cut down so that the small peasant would have their own land to farm and increase the output for the country. Then right of preemption were granted to the tenants for the area cultivated by them to ensure security of the tenancy rights. Means the first right to purchase the land on which they farm were granted to the tenants. Okay, to ensure that the tenancy right could be secure. Tenants mean the farmer, those who work on the farm. The first right were, were given to the tenants, those who work in the farms. In 1975, small landholders of 12 acres irrigated and 25 acres unirrigated were exempted from land revenue and cases. Okay, that is irrigation cease. Means small landholders um, of 12 acres irrigated and 25 acre unirrigated were exempted from the land revenue. The land revenue government collected, these small peasants were exempted from giving the revenue. Then generous tax deduction allow for the purchase of agriculture machinery. Means deduction also provided, government provided deduction in the taxes for the smaller peasant so that they could be able to uh, purchase the machinery which is needed for the agriculture. Okay, so as well as loan were provided um, for the better seed as well as for mechanization in their farm. So these all were provided to small tenants to increase the output of agriculture in Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's land reforms. Bhutto's government was not so much successful in his land reform because the government was underestimated the influence of the landlords in the community. Okay, landlords were very influential, and the peasant and the tenants did not stand against their landowner to raise the fund to buy the land and to fight. They did not have a fund to fight a legal case. ठीक है, landlord used their social position to persuade the revenue officer to record land as owner cultivated with actually if it was in the hand of the tenants. They did not at all ready to provide their land to the tenants. Instead, they persuaded the revenue officers to record the land of their owner cultivation. Okay, so that is why these reforms were not at all so much successful. Then social and economical educational reform. In social and educational reform, the government was very concerned about the education because at that time half of the children were attended the school and the literacy rate was just only 25%. And the Constitution Article 37 stated that it was a duty of the government to provide free and compulsory education. That is why Bhutto introduced reforms to put these article into effect, and the government outlined 8 ambitious goals. ठीक है, the government goals were to eradicate ignorance, to provide education for all, including women and mentally impaired and illiterate adults, to ensure that the school curriculum meets Pakistan's social, economical, and political needs, to ensure uniformity in education for each subject, to raise the self-confidence of a common man, to raise aspiration of higher education among the youth, and to develop each person personality and potential. So or that is why he introduced educational reform, in which he made primary education compulsory for all. But this reform was also faced difficulties because education system did not support as much influence of educational budget was not sufficient enough. So and the teachers and the training staff were also lacking in Pakistan. That is why this was also not so much successful, and only literacy rate increased to 1% after this all reform. Then labor reform. Labor law ordinance was passed in 1975 to satisfy the militants' labor force. The industrialists and factory owners were made responsible for providing the expenditure of education of one children for every worker of labor, and labor union were also established. Okay? So this was a social or economical reform introduced during his tenure in 1971 till 1977. Bhutto introduced law reforms as well, because in the old British Indian system, the district officers had a power of both the judiciary and executive. Bhutto's government announced that the judiciary would be separated from the executive council, means judiciary were independent and not under the control of executive council. And under these reforms, the legal procedure have been made more simplified. The rights and duties have been clearly defined, and the criminal act made more liberal, which meet the long felt need and obviously cherish the desire of the people. So the law reform was also introduced during the tenure of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. Bhutto also introduced the reforms in the sector of health. This was the most neglected sector since independence. No health scheme could succeed because the common man did not have the means to meet the cost of the drugs. Okay? Common man could not afford the high prices of drugs. To avoid this it was necessary as a first step to make medicine available within the reach of the common man by bringing down the prices and rationalizing their means. To achieve these goals, an act called the Drug Act was passed in 1972. It was enacted which prohibited the manufacture of import of any drug under brand names after 23rd December 1972, and their sale after 31 March 1973. So the drugs under the sale of medicine under brand names was banned in Pakistan. This practice common in the West as well. It allowed the drug company to sell new medicine under the presented name and stop their companies manufacturing the drugs under its medical name. This measure reduced the cost of medicines, and local people could also be able to purchase the drugs as well. Other measure taken, like he introduced the basic rural health centers. He established basic health centers and basic health units in urban areas to provide more widespread health facility. The plan was to set up one rural health center for every 60,000 people and one basic health unit for every 20,000 people. The training colleges for doctors and nurses were also established, and and doctors. It was also announced that a doctor had to work the first year wherever the government placed them, so that instead of working only in big cities, they could be assigned a post in small towns or villages as well. So these all health reforms were introduced. Acha. Health reforms were very successful, all these, but obviously there were some drawback as well. The health reforms did not improve medical services in Pakistan, but there was always a shortage of doctor and nurses. ये problem face हुई कि shortage of doctors and nurses थी. The removal of brand names from medicines also saw a fall in the income of the chemists, and many international drug companies closed down their operation in Pakistan because they did not be able to earn more profit. So these were the health reform, the problem and the success. Now this is the assignment, describe Zulfikar Ali Bhutto health reform. This is also past paper question hai, 4 marks hai. So in this one, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto introduced his health reform during his tenure in 1971 till 1977, and then write all the reforms. First the reforms, the reform which he introduced and the impact, that is either it is all the successful or not. In this way complete your 4 marks question. Then question number 2, how successful was Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's domestic policies between 1971 and 77? explain your answer. Acha. Domestic policies comprise of the policies which he introduced for domestic people, local people. Okay. Domestic policies were first start your answer with the simplistic statement. The marking scheme is given here. Then identify, describe the policies, then explain success or failure of the how successful is the success and failure both of domestic policy. Domestic policies comprise of these three policies like constitutional ठीक है constitutional like reform, then write about education reform, social, health, ठीक है these reforms. So these four reforms you are supposed to write. In this domestic policies you are not supposed to write about economical and political reform. Domestic policies comprise of these all four policies like health, social issues, ठीक है, law making, constitution making, all these policies you are supposed to mention. The marking scheme is given. Marking scheme is not a complete answer. I told you several times. Marking scheme is a hint which is provided to you. Okay, you are supposed to write these all policies. You read the marking scheme in which all the policies described here. You are supposed to write in your answer. And then in the last, your judgment or evaluation. So this is all for today's class. Have a nice day. Allah Hafiz.